we go. Yes.
There's no sound.
There we go. There was no sound. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's do it again. Uh-oh, let's do it again. Let's do it again. What do you say? You want to do it again? Want to do it again from the beginning? From the beginning? Let's do it again from the beginning. All right. Let's do it again. Let's do it just like it was before. Okay, ready? Same as before. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, ready? Here we go. All right, here we go officially. Can you hear us now? Of course you can. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let me turn this off. Welcome, welcome, dear friends. Here we go. This is it. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to blow this one time, because as you know, we had dogs and people took offense to this. You ready for this? One time.
Just lightly.
You do it. That's it. You don't want to do one? Just one? There we go. That's it.
That is it for 2023,
we got our official Happy New Year blow toys. We've got our official hats. We got our disco ball. Hope it's not bothering anybody because you might be. We'll turn the light on. We went out today and got our. Yeah, you might want to. We went and be careful with it. You just leave it there. Well, leave it there and turn the light on. Wait, honey, please. Just turn the light on first. Let's see what happens. There we go. Hey, Mike, and then we'll do this.
Well, let's just
hang on a minute. Just a minute. We're going to try some different things here. Oh, we're always trying. Do you like the flash? I like the flash. What do you say? Huh? I like the flash.
Might disturb.
And does the flash bother you? Yes or no? Do we keep the flash or not? It's bothering me, I think.
It's bothering me.
That, say no more.
I think.
Okay, hang on.
Just all of a sudden it's.
Does this turn off or do we have to unplug it?
No, you have to unplug it.
Oh, for God's sake. There we go. Look at that. She throws it in the garbage. All right, dear friends. Anyway, welcome. Welcome. We went out to get we had to find our favorite guy. We turned the corner right there on, was it 8th Avenue? And there he was. And you hear this, Happy New Year. $5 a piece.
Well, I wanted to go out and get the 2024 glasses for our 2024 picture.
Which is what we did.
And you can really only get these like around here. I did look a little bit yesterday in Jersey and couldn't find glasses like this.
You tried to go into Party City, and it was a waste of time.
Quickly. Anyway, I wanted to go to the man I wanted.
Hang on a minute. Check 1, 2, 3. No, we got audio. Come on. Do we have audio? Come on, my friends. Do we have audio? Yes, we have audio. Give me this 5x5. All you trollers out there, I'm not going to go through this stuff. Let me move this out of the way.
Okay, let's move this.
Do you hear me? Can you hear me? Make sure 5x5. Can you hear? Yes. Thank you. Always that funny. Oh, JB's always the funnier. Yeah. Can't hear anything.
I mean, I'm not laughing.
My thing.
I'm not laughing.
Oh, honey, you got to understand.
Anyway, I wanted to support the vendors, not go to those touristy trap souvenir shops where they sell all of this, and support where I went last year to the man stand. And we did go back and found him and his entire family, actually. I think it was his wife working with him and his brother, and bought our 2024 glasses. So welcome, everybody. We are thrilled to be here tonight. We are safely tucked in the middle of New York City and not leaving our home tonight.
I want to say a special hello to Grandma Marge out there. The tiara is lovely, Mrs. Al. This is wonderful. Bon año nuevo. Thank you, Alio. Salem Sphinx. By the way, Lionel members, special video just for you. I hope you got it, my friends. Special video just for you. Now, dear heart, tell us what this means to us. And also, by the way, I understand we have some special people tuning in for the first time.
Well,
we're not going to mention them by name. We don't want to embarrass them, but proceed.
I think they should be proud to be part of the Lionel Nation family. First of all, I want to start, and I am going to mention her by name, our dear friend and a warrior, Kerry, who sent us a selection of the most delectable plant-based cakes today. Kerry, I want to thank you. We thank you. But I also want to say, now you have caused me to do double to triple sessions at the gym. Yes, our gym is open tomorrow because I was doing a little oversampling of the different cakes. They're delicious. Thank you so much for thinking of us. Happy New Year to you and your beautiful family out there. Be safe, be well. The cakes are delicious. That and also, you know what I wanted to talk about with everybody.
What? It's your show. Web, stop for a second. Edie Crowley says, brilliance and resilience. Thank you both for your constant inspiration. Edie, don't ever change. I mean that sincerely. Thank you so much for that, Edie. We love you. Proceed.
Well, I thought tonight we could have a little bit of fun because I'm very fired up about 2024. I feel very energetic. I have great plans, as you do, both of us together and separately, pushing forth. 2023, I don't even think warrants discussion because I feel like we're done. We've got to move forward. We have to be very strong. And it is going to be a year like no other in our lifetimes. This is the way I'm looking at it. But I was thinking a lot as we close out this season that the holidays are always a time that I think tremendously about my parents and family members. And I know a lot of other people do as well. And also on my phone today, I had pictures popping up of my dear friend, for instance, Bettina, who's no longer with us. And I was feeling a little bit melancholy, a little bit sad, but I wanted to say that I really had the most. Now, bear with me. This story is going somewhere. I really had, along with my brother and sisters, the most wonderful childhood in New Jersey. We had the best parents. We had a beautiful home. Our mother, putting out those home cooked meals 7 days a week, great schools. Everything was so nice. And I was telling to you, and I've told you this for years, it was so nice to come home after a long school day and, retreat to your bedroom and just the calmness. And I had my parakeets in my room in a cage. No, but it was a nice calm. It was always so calm and lovely. And my parents did a beautiful job. And just a shout out that I'm bathing myself in some Chanel 5 this evening, a gift from my brother. This holiday season, this Christmas season. And also,
who's watching now?
I hope he's watching now. And along with, I'm wearing my mother's pearls. I want her to be with us tonight as well, that my brother gave to me. And I'm just so happy that we had the childhood in my house. Because I was saying to you today, I said to you, did you feel safe when you were a kid with your parents? Because remember, we were at the Vietnam era, going through all that chaos, disruption, Black Power, all that. In New Jersey, now you're from Tampa, we had the riots going on,
Newark riots were
coming, and I remember hiding under our dining table because that's what you would see on the news or hear, our parents talking about it. But I always felt safe in our home. I always felt like nothing could happen inside that home, that our parents kept us safe. I think today kids do not share that feeling. And you agreed with me.
Oh, yes.
And what would you want to say about that? Because I don't think the way adults are acting, whether influenced by certainly the internet and all of the, as I like to call it, anti-social media, I don't think kids feel safe. And that's what they report to me. They do not feel safe.
Let me also, whenever we have a beautiful message like this, Mark J. says, free animals from enslavement, torture, and murder, and help save the earth from destructive animal agriculture. Go vegan in 2024. That's a nice thought. I always want to be very careful because sometimes there's a certain degree of militancy to it. But I think in many respects, the world would be benefited tremendous by that, but we'll leave it at that. But to answer your question, yes, I felt very, very safe. And I remember just being a kid and looking back, and maybe I'm romanticizing about how great things were and what have you, but it was a good time. And especially as you get older, I don't think it's necessarily romanticizing. I think sometimes you look back and with a reflection. And also, I want to say this. Do yourself a favor. If you have families that are intact, do everything in your power to keep turmoil to a minimum. I'm very, very lucky with my family, my sisters. We get along magically. There's no, we're always kidding. There's just never a problem. Never, ever, ever a problem. Edge Dweller, by the way, has gifted 10 Lionel Nation memberships. Thank you, Edge. And I hope you got your special,
beautiful. Thank you.
Your special message that only members receive. I appreciate it. I'll be doing more of that, and that's fun too because it feels safer. But let's also just talk about some and this is important. How many tonight? Right now, and it depends where you are. It might be 5 o'clock. It might be, who knows? We have a friend of ours from Mr. Spud from Ireland joins us. We have friends from the UK. We have people all over the world. In fact, by the way, just could we get a run through of where everybody's from? I'd love to do it. Just kind of a roll call. Could we? And please don't say Ohio. Give me the name of the city, not the address. Ladies and gentlemen, I've known this man for, oh God, Mike, close to 30 years. It would be great to see a woodchuck head. I'll talk to you about that later. Nothing like a good inside joke. He's a good man, Bill. He's taken a lot of bumps in his life, literally, figuratively. And I send you all the best, you and your family, Billy boy, kayfabe. And I mean that sincerely. But we have Brooklyn, New York, Matt and Tina. We have Sarah from Charlotte, North Carolina. We have Nottingham. Look at the Nottingham Forest. Tony Garrett. Tony, welcome. Monk's Corner, South Carolina. Smiling Slug. That used to be my nickname in high school for reasons I'd rather not go into. Portland, Indiana. Cleveland Heights. Umston, Manchester, England. You know who would like this? We have a friend of ours. She's an Anglophile. She lives in the New Jersey area. You know who she is. She turned us on to Acorn TV. She would love Umston in Manchester, England. Look at this. Steppenwolf from Indian Park. I just love these names. Youngstown, St. Louis Mo, Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. Salem, Mass. Salem Sphinx is from where they burn witches. Look at this. It's just wonderful. I'm here on Kings Highway right there. Be careful. Don't cross Kings Highway in Brooklyn. You'll be flatter than a bad game of Frogger.
Let's keep it light on New Year's Eve.
Anyway, welcome. Now, here's another thing. Who's home tonight? And let's face it, alone. You're not alone. You're with us.
Not with us. Nobody is alone.
But sometimes
it can be a very sad evening. And again, just getting back to whether you're alone or you're thinking back about your childhood or your family. I think it can be kind of a.
And before I met you 40, 50 years ago, I've known you all my life. It was there were some rough spots. I mean, you look like a bad George Jones song. I mean, it was rough. You saved me. You saved my life from
bad George Jones song. Well,
but who's by themselves tonight? Just give us, because you're with. Look at us with my bulldog. Mystery to me says we have a friend of ours, by the way, who's a big bulldog fan. That's all I want to say.
Those bulldogs.
Smiling Slug says in my jammies with my cat. No, I'm sorry. Oh, hang on a second. I'm jumping from sentences. In my jammies. I have no idea what this means. Anyway, somebody's with their. Oh, here we go. Aunt Massey says, just me and my cat Jack and you guys. Isn't that beautiful? Sphinx says we're lucky. We are indeed lucky. I'm not going to read through all these.
But you know what I want to say?
But I do like to just. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I want to hear where everybody's from. Also, I always find it's fascinating. I also find it fascinating that when we go out, it happens to us all the time. You'll meet somebody that says, "Oh, I watch you on YouTube," no matter where we go. So I think, a lot of people don't speak up, but they're watching and they're listening. And that gives me encouragement also too, that people are seeking out and want to be educated or learn more or share community.
Well, we were at a store. I'm not going to mention the store, but we were at a store and I'm looking for the gravy. And he stops and he says, wait a minute. You're so yeah, he goes, do I? And then he realizes it. And I said, listen. Now I just met the guy. He looked like he could be Middle Eastern. I don't know. Could be Puerto Rican, but who knows? Had a very dark beard, very pronounced. He did not look Irish. But I looked over and I said, now listen, remember something. The only thing we care about is the truth. And we were like this. I said, yes, the truth. Are you one of us? I said, I'm one of you. And here's a guy that I but he knew. We spoke. He wants to know the truth.
Happens a lot.
Happens a lot. Look at this. Gina says, my family, look at this. My family used to make a big deal of holiday years ago. The older generation is all gone, and the younger ones aren't interested in getting together. That is so true.
You know what I used to love? Along with my brother and my sisters, we used to watch Guy Lombardo.
Yes.
And our parents usually went to a party, neighbors of ours. And my brother and I, we would we would take the dining room table and decorate it. And we were kids, and we would put out the chips and the chive dip we would make. And we would do the pigs in blankets. We were kids, and I'd bake the cookies. And then, I don't know, we'd run around and hit pots and things like that.
You hit the pot?
No, the
head of your town.
No, the kitchen pots. And
we used to do that.
I don't know.
By the way, somebody.
That's what. And those were fun times.
It's a hand fart for the crew, by the way.
Okay.
No, somebody's asking me for it.
Oh, okay. And we had a lot of fun, and that's what we would do.
Today, this morning, just for the hell of it, we had this wonderful fruit mélange, which was just so wonderful. We had our started with that sprouted. I like that cinnamony English muffin.
Sprouted grains English muffin.
From Ezekiel. Very, very nice. Had some fruit. But I took about 2 or 3 cans of chickpeas, put them out on the cookie sheet, washed them, dried them out, and toasted them.
Delicious.
Oh, my God. They're like crunchy. They're beautiful. Took some nice Tuscan kale, crisped that up, kind of as I don't know what you want to call it. Then we had a beautiful one of these Daya pizzas, and we jumped into that. Then we had the wonderful Beyond Meatballs with a beautiful gravy. I took a bunch of. I still got the great trumpet mushrooms, oyster mushrooms, all this stuff. I'm
done for 3 days.
Oh, but I'm saying
and then on top of it, we got the delivery.
Oh yeah,
of Carrie's cakes.
And then today there was this woman. You see them. They look like South American, and she was selling churros and.
Okay, let's lay the landscape, because I don't think we accurately described it. I've never seen on the West Side Hell's Kitchen, Midtown West. I've been out on New Year's Eve morning day over the years. I've never seen what I saw today. I don't want to bring the party down. The streets were packed, and I'm talking way west. I'm not talking, Broadway and 7th Avenue, which are always traditionally closed down. Police are there. We're talking all the way over, 9th, 8th Avenue. You could just walk in the streets, packed, people going every which way. I saw loads of people pulling suitcases. Did you notice that? There were so many people pulling suitcases.
Airbnbs.
I saw so many vendors. Again, goes back to my 6th Avenue story for Christmas Eve morning. And the thing I also noticed was the music. Did you notice that, like, Middle Eastern music blasting? I really thought I was in a different country. I'm sorry. It wasn't like this a year ago. And this is what I saw today. And it was very overwhelming, almost a little bit. It's just a new world. It is. It really seems to me that we are going into just this entire kind of global
We
thing.
met that world traveler with the fur. She was lamenting about her travails as well.
Well, we should explain that a little more. We stopped in to pick up a battery and at a drugstore, and the line was very long, and there was only one checkout person. And the woman in front of us turned around and started talking about you.
All of a sudden, I immediately walked off in disgust.
But I understand what she was saying. She said, I'm usually in Paris for New Year's Eve. I live in the neighborhood. Look how it's changed. I don't understand this. Look what's all around us. It was very strange. She just kept talking and talking.
Oh, look at these, by the way. Donna Lemos says, grew up at 24th and 8th. What's that, right in Chelsea? I guess as beautiful as Chelsea. Yeah. As she says, unrecognizable. Happy New Year from Shittyattle.
What kind of name is that?
Smiling Slug says, I'm in a small town, very quiet. I think Slug is in Ireland, or is that Spud? I'm not sure which one. It's funny. For some people, New York is daunting, frightening, scary. But to more tourists than you can imagine, they were thriving, and they were heading towards Times Square, and we're getting the hell.
And everything's blocked off by garbage trucks and barricades and that kind of menacing feel. But we have to remember, this is still the place people tell me all the time is on their bucket list, or the one place they want to come. And even for these illegal aliens, when they're asked where they want to go, they want to hit New York City. That's what they hear.
You know, we did something which is very fun. One time,
the best place to be. That's what they're telling us.
We had some friends, some young friends, kind of relatives in the family, and this young lady, who was his fiance at the time, had never really been in, knew New York or whatever. So we got them surprise tickets to the Rockettes. And I thought to myself, how corny is this going to be? Talk about cliche. They said, and these are not unsophisticated types. They live in, they said that was the most incredible thing they ever saw.
It is.
It just.
No, nothing beats it.
It's really something.
Nothing beats New York at Christmas time, some of the displays that are left, or the energy of the city, or some of the parties. It truly is magical. So we have to keep that in mind.
Marilee Harrison says, I have a reverse bucket list. Things I'll never do again. Oh, I got a bunch of those. By the way.
We want to go forward, though. We don't want to go.
I want
Did
people.
These hurt your eyes? Or
not really. I kind of like them. I want people to recognize, for those of you who, we want people to have a significant other, spouse, partner, whatever you want to call it. Your life is better. I think you're healthier. You're, I think some people are very happy being whatever they are. You know, they don't necessarily need.
But you're forgetting something when you say that.
Hang on a second. There we go. A little bit better focus there.
You're forgetting that it is kind of a crapshoot, if I may say so. It's very difficult to meet.
Oh, dear God.
I'm sorry. It is very difficult to meet decent.
Oh, dear God.
I have a lot of friends who report things to me. It is very difficult to meet decent people. I think, this is just my opinion, people are crazier than ever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. People have constantly, they're talking about their anxiety or they're self-medicating, or the tiniest thing throws them into a rage. I'm not seeing a lot of critical analysis to work through. And this is what our youth are seeing. So no wonder they're reacting. We have these problems in addition to everything else with kids today.
Look at this wonderful story. Marilee Harrison said, been married to almost 54 years of my college sweetheart. That's the most beautiful thing in the world.
I love that.
I have these friends. Oh, Gina says people are insane. And by the way,
they're mean, they're rageful.
If I had, can you imagine going on some kind of because we have, sometimes friends, you got to listen, you go out and you meet somebody. First of all, if God forbid, if I didn't meet you or something ever happened, that's it. I'm done.
No, but I give people a lot of credit who try to meet somebody, who try to have lunch, who try to have coffee. I couldn't do it.
This is what I would do.
I couldn't just keep meeting. I couldn't do it.
Plus, when you're older, I would have like these Miranda cards, and I would hand them out to people, especially on dates, Tinder, Swindler, whatever these things are called, swiping and all that.
Swindler.
And I would have them read the cards just like Miranda. And I would say, what the F is wrong with you? Tell me right now. I'm not going to run.
I guess you wouldn't get a second date.
I'm not going to run. Just tell me, because I know something's wrong with you. I know you're going to find out. Tell me, abandonment issues, eating disorders, medication, psych. Are you just...
It is not easy.
Are you just nuts? The people that we know are just nuts. And by the way, and let me say something, please don't take this the wrong way, but your women are nuts.
What do you mean my women?
My people in our age group who think they're beauty queens taking pictures and these filters, and dear God, with the bad plastic surgery and
all right.
What is the matter with them?
That is their choice. I guess it makes them feel better.
That's all they care about.
I don't know. I'm a warrior, so that's bottom of the list for me. I've got other priorities, especially going into 2024.
I know you do. what is the matter with these people? You show me people that you know. All they do is they sit around and they just, here we are.
That is what
here we are.
Our phones and the internet has pushed.
You look so beautiful. No, you don't. You look so gorgeous. No, you don't. Who are these people? What is this? How about this? I cured cancer today. But you look so.
Yeah. Oh. We're working on a more STEM programs with the science, technology, engineering, math, arts. We call it STEAM instead of STEM. You probably have heard of STEM. We're adding the A for STEAM. We want to empower really girls and young women and tell them what a celebrity they are for all of that, for being a mathematician, for being an engineer. So you're going to be hearing a lot more about that. That is what we should be celebrating. And there are a lot of young women and young men, kids, who should be celebrated for all of that. And they're not getting the attention they deserve.
Susie Bell says every person is broken in one fashion or another. It just depends on what you can tolerate. I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Angelica says Mrs. L is stunning. That is so true.
Thank you. I'm sure these glasses really,
absolutely
really add in my Happy New Year tiara.
Well, we also have, there's wonderful, I got to just tell you that it's important for us. This, you're going to laugh at me now. This is as much of a party as anything else. This is much. I would say hello to our certain friends. I don't want to give their names out, but they know who they are. They're watching.
No, but I also want to point out it's very important, and something that when I'm teaching and giving speeches and workshops, we also have to be around family, friends, reach out, not isolate. We have all the studies to back all of this up. We need to check on others and make sure they're okay, not just once, twice, continually. Be there, check on somebody, a phone call, a text message even. We really have a duty. I really feel this way going forward. I've been feeling this way the last few years. We actually have a duty to check on others, to be there for them, to give a little helping hand. Everybody can do something. I'm thinking of that woman today who smiled at us with the churros.
Oh, yeah.
And well, here's the good news, everybody. All of a sudden, I'm speaking Spanish. Did you know?
Oh, I know that.
I don't know where that came from. I guess I'm hearing so much of it. And over the years, I know, you speak it a little bit. I'm speaking Spanish to this woman today. Just popped right out of my mouth. No, but the way she smiled and was so grateful with the churros.
Let me tell you something. Everybody was happy. Everybody's saying Happy New Year. We got people from.
Yes.
There was one dude who had I don't know if it was Afghani or something. He's got this whatever. We go to our favorite little vape shop. If you don't get the vape, you get
that
the
lottery. Very terrible.
No, we got our man,
buy the lottery tickets. Everybody.
Our man from Yemen.
Oh yes.
And Yemen,
he gives us some good information.
You listen. That's the place. But anyway, everybody. Somebody says, why do you want to live in New York City? Because it's so unique. The energy. And when people say, "Oh, there's leftists there," where they don't bother me.
Nobody bothers me.
Nobody walks up and says, "What's your ideology? What's your ideology?" Let me tell you something. This year, I want to make sure somehow I want people to. By the way, Elizabeth, where's Christos? Stavro, where's our Honeyman? It's a very good question.
You mean tonight or
tonight? Well,
maybe he's with his family at a party or a dinner.
Could be. I want to bring people together. Wouldn't it be great if we could have a marriage and people meet here? Wouldn't that be something? That's why we got to fly. February 3rd, we're going to be at the cutting room, and you've got to see us because we're going to be all decked up. We always dress to the nines and do our stuff and put on our show. Got an 11-year-old.
Our show. Your show.
No,
your show. I'm there.
But what do you think is the number one? Listen to me carefully. What's the number one question you would ask if you were on a date, blind date, whatever it is? It is. What's the number one question that is a game changer? What do you think? The number one question. If you're going to go on and you're going to meet somebody, not what's your favorite color, what's your sign, what do you want to know to cut through the problem? Let me see. Are you vaccinated? I hope you meant that as a joke. Do you love your mother? Gender? That's it. You know what? That's a very good Steppenwolf. You know what? You may laugh, but that is true. What are your pronouns?
Obviously.
That is great. Pamela Rice for the hat trick. Come on. Were you born female? What's your FICO score? That's a good one. What's your politics? That's it. That's it. That's it.
Breaking everybody up. The politics.
Talked to a young man the other day. Close, maybe late 20s. He said, met a girl. Oh, that's terrific. Interesting. Yeah. I said, what's her? I said, I got to ask a question. You know, what does she think? He said, well, she's a Trump fan. I said, wait, what? Trump fan? Are you sure? Yeah. Really? She really means it. Yes. I said, oh my God. And you know what? There's a bunch of, not that he's the.
No, but they have dating webs. They have dating sites also.
Not that he's perfect. I know that. I understand that. But the fact that there are people out there, and you have to almost.
But that's what it's coming down to.
It's, and also, but more importantly, this is the most important thing in the world. It's not so much the politics as it is if I disagree with you. Like there are some things that we disagree with. We don't argue. You say your thing, I say mine, and we respect it. Very few things, but there are some.
I'd say very few, but
even if we,
or sometimes I'd say, oh, I didn't think about it.
Yes,
way.
right.
You do that too sometimes. When you'll be like, oh, okay.
Yep.
So I wouldn't say we really argue. I would say we enlighten each other.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, we do.
No, I'm serious.
We're always sending. She's very good at trends and always sending me great stuff about things that are coming up.
Trending, and I have to say, I'm pretty much right.
Oh, absolutely.
When I tell you about these things, because when I talked about streaming years ago in pitch meetings here in New York and Hollywood, and was laughed out of rooms years ago, and I said, "This is the future." Well, where are we today, everybody? Streaming.
Salem says, Democrat, if yes, it's over. I hate to say it, but it's not. If I could meet a Democrat that I was maybe 40 years ago, yeah, they don't exist anymore. A classical liberal, a classical First Amendment liberal, which is really what it is, because I believe in complete and total freedom of speech. I don't think anybody else does. I'm the only one who stood in favor of Claudine Gay, not because she was Harvard, but because it's free speech. And by the way, she was very inconsistent when it came to letting free speech of woke folks. But I want everybody to say whatever you want to say.
I agree with that. As long as someone is not hurting children or animals, I want everybody to be able to speak out. And, all the issues I work on with the Warriors are bipartisan issues, policy, legislation at the city, state, and Washington. We have our sponsors are both Democrats and Republicans, but I wanted to point out, I separate it. I don't like certain people, but they're doing an excellent job on some of the policy work behind the scenes, and I work with them, and that's what I focus on. I don't focus on what their party is.
This young man has been with us since the beginning. Also, Eric Thaddeus Walters, our maestro from Roma, which is Buon anno from Rome. First year anniversary of Benedict XVI's passing and entrance into an undeclared sede vacante for the first time in 2 millennia. Coraggio for both your and Mrs. L's work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, it's New Year's there, right?
It would be what, 7 hours ahead of time or something like that?
So it's already the new year, I believe. That's it.
Eric, please tell us. By the way, sede vacante is a term for the state of a diocese while without a bishop. It means while vacant, with the chair being vacant. Interesting. Your proficiency with Catholic lore and the like is much better than this. RFK Jr., biggest fraud ever. Complete and total letdown. He's going to have it handed to him. I want somebody of courage. By the way, now I know we didn't want to get into that. I don't want to get political tonight.
I thought we were having fun.
I know. There's certain
you
things.
Can't help yourself.
No, it's just true.
All right. Well.
And the good news is that Tucker Carlson saw through the fraud of Ben Shapiro. Well, now, if only it were the other way around. I'm sorry.
Can I just say something that I really can't help myself? Again,
please.
We're not going down this avenue, but I certainly am right now.
Good,
okay?
Good.
I am tired of Tucker Carlson. I will explain to everybody why. You know, sitting down and chatting with people like Andrew Tate and Kevin Spacey and Dave Portnoy even. Please. I'm just going to leave it at that. Everybody should dig a little deeper, do a little homework.
I think Ed Kemper, the serial killer, might be.
But I mean, there's so many people to talk to, so many people who don't get a platform that he could focus on, speak with. And those, I mean, Andrew Tate, who you can see it in black and white, what he has said about women and being in jail for trafficking and you know, so I don't understand.
He's in, was it Romania?
I with his brother, but I don't understand how people support that and go for that.
I don't either.
Great and things like that. So I'm just throwing that in tonight.
Our good friend Edge Dweller gifted 10 Lionel Nation memberships. I think that is beauteous. I think that is wonderful.
That is wonderful.
I wish if you could sit here right now, if somebody asked me, I could say, you can talk to anybody you want right now. Listen to me carefully. Somebody that others have not talked to. I used to like John Mearsheimer, but everybody's talked to him. So I wouldn't want to talk to somebody everybody else has talked to. Who would that be?
Alive too.
That always helps,
no,
as opposed to talk to me.
No, because people
will decomposing.
People will say, Jesus, you know, things of that nature. But let's stick to alive people. Let me think.
Oh, nobody wants to hear my question. Anybody ever alive? Hitler. Because I'd love to sit there and say, what were you thinking?
Okay, well, you know what? That just reminded me of something.
Yes.
I'd actually like to sit with Joe Biden and ask him, and excuse my language.
Oh my God, get ready.
What the hell are you doing?
You say hell?
Yes, I did. Emphasis on that word. Are you doing with the open borders? Because that is the war. We have a war going on in the United States. And it is all the illegal aliens. It is an invasion on our U.S. soil. It is fentanyl. It is poisoning of Americans. I would like to sit 3 inches from his face and ask him, what are you doing?
And every time he diverted the attention, we go back. Here we go. Salem says, Father Chad Ripperger, Catholic exorcist priest. Oh, I'd love that one. How about the devil? What would you ask the devil? I'd say, may I ask you a question? Yeah. How come there are no Jewish exorcists, Islamic exorcists, Zoroastrians, Baptists? Nobody has them but Catholics. Why is that? Just curious. What, they don't, the devil? That's where I'd go. If I were the devil, I'd say, don't go to the Jews. Go to the Muslims. Don't go to the Catholics. They got the exorcists. There's no such thing as a rabbi exorcist. That's one thing. Wouldn't you also ask I'd ask the devil, why do you make so much noise all the time? Why do you always go like, why don't you just have some nice person who does terrible things but doesn't give it away? Why? Why do you spend I don't understand any of this. And why is it what? A cross and some garlic? Or is that Dracula?
You don't think
I want to know.
Well, let me ask you something. You don't think the devil lives among us? Looks just like regular people walking among us? I do. I
believe the devil is a construct. It was added. Remember, later on, it wasn't always with us. In fact, it was taken from the pagan Pan. We didn't have really the devil. The Bible was very unclear. The serpent wasn't the devil. It came on later on. No, I think it's a almost like a symbolic reference to something. Because put it this way, if there were no devil, would there be no violence, no sickness? No.
I think we're talking about two different devils. That's right.
John Cowell, that's a devil. John, thank you, Johnny. Thank you, my friend. Excellent. That's okay. I mean, when I was a kid, the only Halloween costume I ever thought was that's it.
That's it.
I would love to be able to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this instance of people to look out for. This is Ed Kemper. These are some pretty bad people. These were some serial killers. And what are the big three, the top three that all of these folks exhibited? Not always, but a lot of them were, of course, teasing and torturing animals. Number one. Number two, arson. And number three, enuresis or bedwetting. Those three, for some reason or another, played a role. Teachers, be on the lookout for a child who shows an incredible detachment of empathy. Oftentimes, they themselves were the victims of sexual abuse. If you want to talk about this, forget The Exorcist. Let's teach teachers how to be on the lookout for kids. Make sure kids always get therapy. Every kid who's abducted, who is hurt, sexually abused, is a potential further abuser. That's where I want to, not with crosses and holy water. And
No, you're right.
I want to go after what to help these poor kids. And to sit there and say, "Are you okay? Are you gonna be okay?" "Yeah, I'm okay." "Well, I don't know." Be very, very it's very, very resilient.
When you say
By the way,
that,
Salem did derail everything. Thank you, Salem. Everything was great till you had to butt in with your father, Dingle Hooper. I'm kidding, of course. I think that's fascinating. I really do.
I just want to add something.
Sure.
I want to add when you talk about the children, because we're going full force with education in 2024. We also must always talk about holding those who cause harm responsible, because
Mhm.
not just the child, the issues, therapy, go after who is causing this lifelong trauma and harm to these children. And that's what we're not having enough prosecutions for, and getting at those people, whether it's a parent, a caregiver, a neighbor, and that's what we have to focus on as well.
You talk about, evil. There are
See, that's
people.
my evil devil.
Yeah.
That's,
I know people who hold an evil inside them. They don't hurt anybody. They don't cause actual criminal harm to anybody, but they're very evil people. And you see them in families, you see them in businesses. You see one person in the group who loves to wreak havoc. You've seen this before. They're very insidious, they're very divisive or divisive. There's a lot of unhappy people out there. And that's why you gotta be very careful when you watch your kids. If you have a bully as a kid, that is a potential psychopath or a sadist, because your child is taking pleasure out of inflicting, harm on others. That's a big that if that doesn't signal for you big problems, I don't know what does. I absolutely.
and look at how many people our age or just will say they were bullied as a child. Think about that. You'll hear a lot of adults say they were bullied as a child. They
Mhm.
never forgot about it. It affected them. It is it's such a huge problem.
And how many kids there's also when you have a parents have to treat kids each individually special. Each kid is special. Each kid, the ordinariness of the child could be special. When you have the more kids you have in your family, somebody invariably will do something different than somebody else. Somebody might be more talented, better of an athlete, better student, or less. And it's very important for parents to be able to dole out the attention and to say, "You are so unique because of who you are. I don't give a damn if you play the piano or not. Now, you do play the piano, you play the bassoon, and that's nice and that's terrific. But because you don't, doesn't make you any less. I like your ordinariness. You want to make
Well,
everybody feel I'm serious. And it's your I never lacked faith in myself ever. I think that from my is part of it is my parents. I think but it never came up. or they never had to tell me anything. I had this complete and total, I don't
No, but
give a
you're very special.
but I don't care what people think.
No,
I don't care.
kids need encouragement and cheering on, and kids need
Well,
that.
you know, when you're a kid like me and you're fat and you got glasses and you got braces and a stutter and wear orthopedic shoes, to me, it's like, I never
I don't know
even
how you had so much.
I don't know how, but it's like,
Seriously.
is that a problem? I thought it was great no matter what. Edge Dweller says, "To flow through the light. It helps if you are also experienced, the dark to see the signs." Oh, yes, you are right. You have to know the negativity of something. You have to. You have to know,
Mm.
you know, but it's not necessary that you go listen, negativity is terrific so long as it doesn't kill you, quoting Nietzsche, in any event.
Let me ask you, can you believe it? I just looked at your glasses. Can you believe it's
No.
2024?
What does that mean?
It has a nice ring to it, though, 2024. I do like the way it sounds. I don't know why, I just do. But can you believe it's 2024? Where is this all headed? That's the
I
big
do not
question.
know. Is it a leap year? Is it divisible by 4? That's the thing. Leap year 2024, is that it? I think so. Is 2024? Yep. February 29th. We have 20, 24, 28, 32. It's a leap year.
Okay.
Okay, just wanna let you know.
Okay. I'm not that concerned
Let
with
me
that
ask you a
unless it was my
question.
birthday.
Well,
Then
yeah, if you're born in a leap
then
year, what do you do?
then that would be my
What do you
concern.
do if you're born in a leap year? That's what I wanna know.
I think people celebrate the day before something. I've heard that.
Gina says,
Day
"Take
after.
me back to 70 and leave me there." You mean the age you're 7 when you were 70 or 1970?
I remember our New Year's Eve party that not our party, with my brother and sisters in 1970 because I remember the year 1970. I just remember that year, 1970, and I thought that was so, what shall I say? I was a child, but I thought that
You have a
was
nice ring to it,
I don't
maybe?
know what I thought about 1970. I just thought because we used to watch reruns of I Love Lucy as kids.
You were wild. Guy
We
Lombardo and I
were
Love Lucy.
I know. There was one Lucy episode, something about little Ricky would graduate in, like, 1974, 78, one of these stories. I remember thinking, "Oh, this is closer to little Ricky's graduation," or something like
Do you know what
that.
I remember? My, there was a joke that adults used to say. Guy Lombardo and his 21 whatever, he would say Guy Lumbago and his 21 pains. Remember we saw the documentary on Guy Lombardo?
Fascinating.
Unbelievable. He was a
Fascinating.
speed racer and, anyway.
Had a restaurant.
Yeah, but
I mean,
right.
really,
But I would tell people Guy
yeah.
Lumbago and his 21 pains, and all the adults would laugh, and I said, "I don't even know what lumbago is." Remember people had lumbago, like some type of
No, but
stiff.
people were all dressed up, and
Oh,
they'd be
yeah.
dancing, and,
I think I went to one. I think I went
you
to
went to one of
one.
those?
I went to one, I think in my life. One New Year's Eve. I think one New Year's Eve that I can remember. And it was like, what's
No, we stay in every year.
oh,
Decades. We
absolutely.
make our own. We make our own parties.
Zager and Evans in the year 2525.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of
If man is still alive. Now you mentioned your parents. Wouldn't you love to meet your parents at your age? There was always a differential when you met them with this thing. Wouldn't you love to see what your mother or father would be at your age now? I think that would be fascinating.
You know, I would love for my parents to be around right now to,
Oh, yeah.
yesterday when we ran out and, did a few errands in New Jersey, I was really thinking of my mother in particular because, it'd be like a hot summer day, and we'd jump in the car and we would go to Corvettes, and that was kind of I guess, a discount department store, but Corvettes only to get, they had Barbie outfits and we had Tammy dolls. And she'd say, everybody can pick out an outfit. I thought it was the most exciting thing. I would pick out an outfit for my Tammy doll on a hot summer day, come home, play with my sisters, dress up the dolls on the sun porch. I thought it was heaven.
Eric Thaddeus Walters says, nostalgia recalls me to your first New Year's Eve duel with Mrs. L's appointments, tastefully daring decorations and glasses. Those were the days.
Those were the days.
You know, one time,
to give
you an idea of my mother, we were at the Schrafft's Hotel in Buffalo, New York. And my sister, we drove from Tampa to Canada, but drove. It was insanity. We drove it.
A lot of people would drive like from New Jersey, New York to Florida.
So one day, we're in bed. And we're all like in this room. My father's snoring. My sister and my mother wakes up and goes, hey. She had a bucket of ice. She goes, these people down there, they're checking in. Come on, let's throw ice. I said, what? So we went we opened up you can kind of look around. And we're like giving them, like, I'm doing a one. She goes, no, that's the way to do it. She had the ice bucket. She just like, hits it. And we close it. And the air was so thin. You could hear this, hey. And we were laughing. So anyway.
You were hitting people with ice?
Yeah, we're checking in.
I don't think that's that funny.
Anyway, so listen, it's over with. So all of a sudden there was a knock at the door. My mother says, go to bed. Don't say anything. She turned the lights off and she opens the door. She goes, oh, what an actress. Oh, excuse me. We were going to receive a report that someone is throwing ice. And he goes, my children have diarrhea. I turned to my sister and said, diarrhea? He goes, what are you doing? We can't sleep. You woke my kids up for what? Who did what? I'm sorry, man. We must have the right room. You goddamn right. You got the right room. Anyway, so not only did we do this, she was a tremendous liar.
And an actress, apparently.
Oh, an actress.
She missed her calling.
Well,
it was
wonderful, though. But I'll never forget that.
Kind of demented, honey.
Absolutely.
It's very demented. Okay, well, they did just hear a hotel in New York, a 12-year-old, the police hauled her in. She and a 13-year-old were throwing, I think it was ice.
No, it was bottles.
Bottles. I made a mistake.
Look at this.
Bottle out of a hotel.
Honey, look at this. Donna Lemo says, my friend got arrested for stealing a mood ring on Fifth Avenue in Corvettes. I guess they were big in the a mood ring.
Do you remember mood rings? They would change colors when you
absolutely
wore them. Really?
What was another place in Jersey you went where they had the big
Inner Dimension?
No, they had the big milkshake thing.
Bonds. I loved Bonds. I thought that was such a treat. The little stools, they went around. A little
who did that?
Hamburger with a little sherbet cup.
Who did that? Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh was from there.
He's from there.
Guess where we drove by the other day? The great, was it Houston's? Not Houston's. What's it called? The Sopranos. What's the name of it?
Holston's.
Right there in Bloomfield.
Homemade candy.
The last scene. Remember there was Best Onion Rings in New Jersey? Remember the last scene, the famous where Meadows shows up? It's still there. We drive by it all the time.
It looks like exactly what it looked like when I was a child.
Frozen in time.
I like it though. I like it like that.
There was a place that I remember in Jersey. I thought it was the most unique place called Pal's Cabin in West Orange.
I'll never
and
forget.
Liberace played there. And then one day, never forget, we drove up and it was gone. It's a CVS now. I was like, what the hell was this? They took it, just leveled it.
No, we hadn't been there maybe in about a year.
Apparently not.
We were working, and about a year later, we drove up. I'm like, oh no, it's gone.
Then we had.
You're like, this isn't the spot. I'm like, yes, it is.
Then we had our favorite Acme store. They took that. I was heartbroken because you know when you have a store and you know where everything is, you know where every.
They took that.
They just took it. It's like you can't take a store.
Well, they did.
Just incredible. Look at this. Bear Post says, just passing through. Happy New Year to you.
Well, happy
and
New
yours.
Year.
May we all have a blessed 2024. Thank you so much. Oh, look at this. Gina said, oh, Pal's Cabin. A great place.
Well, it was.
The Sopranos was, and by the way, Rosebud, Tony's house in East.
No, it's in North Caldwell.
North Caldwell, Bloomfield Avenue, all that stuff, all those places. I can't believe when The Sopranos, I still, to me, it's still, if it wasn't for the cars, it's still as good today as ever.
Well, it was groundbreaking when it remember, it's before we had all of this streaming and all of these choices.
One year we had a party. We went to a Christmas party. Somebody says, "Do you mind if can you pick up can you bring somebody in from the city? We're going to the Jersey." I said, "Yeah, who is it?" It was Uncle Junior.
I forgot. And
it was Dominic whatever the hell his name is.
Uncle I'll just leave the story for you or my story.
It was good. It was interesting.
It was
interesting.
It was interesting.
He's a nice guy. It's interesting. Let me see. What else? S. Klein's on the square. I don't know what that means. I'm just reading your comments. Your comments.
Well, we had Herald Square.
Yes. That's where Macy's is to this day. Dennis Whipple. Mr. Whipple, happy birthday. I mean, not happy birthday. Happy New Year to you. The writing and, of course, the acting was the best in The Sopranos. Uncle Dominic Chianese. Dominic Chianese. That's his name.
Yes.
Very nice. He was a very nice man. He was into singing. Very, very nice. You know who else
Well, he actually wanted you to join him. He was into
very nice.
On the Upper East Side, he would perform. It was like the back of a deli.
Yeah.
It was York Avenue. No, he wanted you to come, and he would do.
You know who else
kind of opera singing?
Two people that we liked as well. Danny Aiello was very, very special.
His picture just popped up on my phone.
He was at saw one of my
Oh, he loved it. He was at the cutting room.
Yes, he said, "Why don't you do this?" I said, I know what you mean. It's different. It's a little different. This year we lost Pat Cooper, who was just, oh God, I loved him. Yeah. Pat Cooper there was nobody like him. And today it was so funny. Not funny at all. I have a friend of mine whose nickname is Shecky. I gave him the name Shecky years ago, after Shecky Green, because one time he did this thing where he did a roast, and it was so horrible that I nicknamed him Shecky because it was terrible.
It was awful.
So sometimes when Mrs. L is looking at her laptop, sometimes we'll share text messages, and lo and behold, she says, "Shecky died." Now I'm thinking, my friend. I whipped out the what? And I wanted to see it. And you said he was 97. I said,
well, that probably was 97.
I said, no, he's not. He's 70. Anyway, it was Shecky Green, who was, again, from a time of like Frank Gorshin and all the, remember the Riddler? I think Frank Gorshin, the Riddler, was one of the scariest people. When he laughed, wasn't he scary? Remember that? Just all he did was laugh.
For a lot of those characters.
One of the scariest characters ever, Ben Kingsley in Sexy Beast. Absolutely didn't do, just scared people. Anyway, those were days when, like when we were growing up, coming home in the afternoon, Merv Griffin, and then like Virginia Graham, and then
I watched Dark Shadows too. I used to
Jonathan Frid.
I used to watch Dark Shadows, Edge of Night, Dark Shadows. I was a kid watching that. But
Peter, hello from Tampa. Or you, my friend. God bless you. Thank you for saying Tampa, not Tampa Bay. Look at this. My mom loved Pat Cooper and Toady Field. Oh,
I love Toady.
I've got a recording of Pat screaming about Toady Fields in a conversation. I will never share with anyone.
That's private. That has to be private.
One time, Pat Cooper was so terrific. We were in. I was taking the one. It was what was when they discontinued, the 1 train or the 9? Anyway, I was going up to Columbus Circle, and I'm hiding because I just Pat's on the train. He never took a limo. He always took a train. Took the train.
I would see him crossing, like when I'm going to get on a train,
and he was
getting off a train.
Big guy, like 6'2", and a big. He's just big. He goes anyway. So we were sitting there, and I thought, oh no, oh God, there he is. I felt bad. I was hiding, and there were these young black kids, and he said, "Okay, can you?" He was shaking the cup, whatever. He goes, and Pat, he goes, "What is this? What is this?" He goes, "That's not the way to do it. Sit down. Let me show you how to do it." Now he's performing. He didn't know I was there. He goes, "This is the way you do it." Hey, man, and the kids were laughing, and he gave them money. He was very generous.
Very generous. Very. I don't think he'd be able to do that today.
No.
No.
We went to a place on the Upper East Side called Premola.
Oh my goodness.
And he said, I'm going to take you out. And you said to me, pick up the tab. I said, okay. So I picked up the tab. I thought he was going to kill me. Remember that look on his face? His eyes were bugging out. Hey, you're my guest. I said, Pat, I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, it was like,
Pat, you'll do it next time.
Wow.
Pat.
No. Oh my.
Yeah, we made a mistake, but he went berserk. But berserk is kind of the right.
It's true.
Well, I was trying to take the blame for it.
I was thinking, oh my God.
He was out of control. And then all the people, remember the people were looking and
tell them about Elaine's on the other day. Tell them about Studio 54. Tell them about dancing, disco dancing in the 70s.
I'm still disco dancing.
No, but with the roller skates.
Yeah.
Right there, almost to
West 57th, all the way over. It's a movie theater now. But
right.
We used to go disco roller skating over there. I loved all that stuff.
Studio 54. You were a babe.
Well, I shouldn't have been in there. I was underage, but I was just taking in the scene a few times, see what was happening. But I'm excited. I want to get back to the new year. I think it is an exciting time to be alive.
Hope so.
Would you agree with that?
I think 2024 is going to be a complete change of everything.
That's why it's exciting.
Big.
It's scary. It's also, but people have to get involved in things. What would you say about that?
I think so. I think you're right. But anyway, first of all, I didn't do this last time. Kiss me, you fool.
Oh, glasses are.
I know it's very difficult.
Hard to kiss in.
We want to take this opportunity again to thank you for your kindness and for your love. Oh, there's Eric again. Look at this, Mr. and Mrs. L. Notwithstanding, honey, I'm reading. Notwithstanding the appreciated and warranted New Year's Eve festive lightheartedness, the year is l'ultima spiaggia. Ooh, I like the l'ultima spiaggia. I got the ultimate. Let's see what spiaggia is. I love that name. Spiaggia, beach. Beach, the ultimate. L'ultima spiaggia. The ultimate beach. L'ultima spiaggia. Oh, I love that. One of my favorite Italian words is zanzara. Ultima spiaggia. All you need to know. Oh, I guess it's
all you need to know before you go.
Yeah, I guess it's a place too. My favorite Italian name is Zanzara, which is mosquito. But isn't that great? Zanzara.
I'd like to say something.
I'm sorry.
Directed at Eric. Eric, thank you for always sending such wonderful information, such in-depth, giving us real food for thought. Things you send, I will read over and over again. Insight, it is greatly appreciated. Thank you. We wish you nothing but the best and a wonderful new year. And just be well, stay healthy, and stay safe.
Zigzag says 2024 will be the year of Russian UFOs, which are better, faster, and higher. Well, you know what? They do exist. We know that. They always have existed.
I'm like over UFOs. They're there. I don't. What's the debate?
But the moment somebody says, the moment you see something that is the size of let's say a football field, all of a sudden take off, that will change your life. That will change. When you see it.
Is that the Black Swan event?
One of many.
That a lot of people keep talking about.
Things will change and they will get better. The world is going to change drastically. October 7th changed everything. And it's nothing to do with Palestine. It signals the war. Remember there would be Connections years ago? It was on PBS with whatever his name is. He would say, and then the cotton gin gave rise to the syphilis medication. There was always this connection. October the 7th is going to change everything. Absolutely change everything. And also it's going to be the beginning of the burgeoning of news platforms, streaming platforms as news sources. You're going to see people take on a position that you've never, new names. I want to see Brianna and Crystal, even though I don't necessarily agree. I don't have to agree with them. But this brilliance of these two strong women,
yes, they do
absolutely wonderful. Norman Finkelstein, he He was nowhere to be
What a
found.
resurgence of Norman.
Unbelievable. And it has nothing to do with right or wrong. You must understand this. There is no such thing as right and wrong. It's right and wrong from whose perspective. That's all I want to tell you. I know that may sound a bit like I'm evading the issue, but it's not. In any event, we thank you. We thank you. We love you. And please stay home tonight. Don't go out. Don't drink and drive. You may hit a bump, spill the drink. Not good. Don't be sad. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 a.m. We always have you. You will always be welcome here, and I mean that sincerely. And we love you.
I just want to say,
And one more. Give me more sugar.
I must throw in. It's a little tough with the glasses, but
getting a headache with this.
I must throw in. Thank you very much for having me on tonight, and to everybody watching and listening and donating, and your thoughts and your comments are so greatly appreciated. And to all of you out there, I am forever humbled and grateful that you support, whether it's donation, volunteer, retweet me, join my YouTube channel with the Warriors, because there is truly a war on for children in the United States. And we all have to come together about this. You may be a grandparent, you may not have children, but family members have children. We really do have a duty.
That's the link.
We really have a duty today to protect our children, our future adults.
Yes, exactly.
I would just want to thank everybody who's been so good to me about all this, good to us in all of our endeavors.
See why I love her?
We are warriors.
We are warriors, and you are too. And let me just give you this one. Gio Gonzalez says, I've been up close to aliens once. They look like the ones they seen in Virginia, Brazil. Here in Illinois, by the way. My friend was freaking out. I walked up to them about 6 feet away, weren't hostile. The number of people who have seen, and the number of people who have, I'm going to say it, have been abducted would blow your mind. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. And you can either pretend it's not true. Boy, look how the focus is like I'm coming in and coming out. You know why? Because there's so many different, the camera's trying to figure out. See, I'm like in, then I'm foggy. Anyway, enough of that. We'll see you tomorrow, my friends. Happy New Year, one and all.
Happy New Year.
And to our dear friends who have contributed, Eric Thaddeus, thank you. Ibrahim, thank you. Edge Dweller, John Kawhi, thank you. Bill Pierce, kayfabe, babe. Mark J, thank you. Edie Crowley, we love you. Don't ever change. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. per usual. One more time. And she's like carnation milk.
Carnation milk.
Breath like carnation milk. Remember Richard Park? In any event, we love you. Have a great and glorious
Happy New Year.
And we'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget, the Monkey's Dead. The show's over soon. Tomorrow, 2024. Here we go again. Ta-ta.